Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Almost Comedy Showcase. Give yourselves a round of applause for supporting live over the internet. Really easy to get to, and it's barely an inconvenience. Comedy!
Yes.
I love it. I love it. We're so happy to hear tonight. We have you here tonight. We're going to have a wonderful show. We have some fabulous comedians here. You may not have heard of all of them, but by the time the show is over, you will have heard from all of them, and hopefully you'll become instant fans because they're all incredibly funny people. Now, I do want to make a few announcements before we start. If you are an audience member, we're so happy to have you here. Thank you for coming. You have our deepest appreciation. We want you to keep your microphones open, okay? You don't have to mute yourself, but if you do have background noises or your cell phone is on or your kids are on or there's something in the background that's going on, please be conscious of it and mute yourself, okay? The other thing we want you to do, we want you to laugh. We want you to applaud, but please don't have conversations with the comedians or anyone else during the show. That's technically heckling, even if you're trying to help, right? We want you to help. We want your help. We want you to laugh. Enjoy yourself. The folks that are on the show tonight have all been working really hard on this material. A lot of it's new material for them. But I've been working with them for several weeks now, and I'm telling you, it is some funny stuff. Very quickly, I'm going to tell you what the lineup is. We're very happy to have tonight. You're going to be seeing Linda DeSantis, Steve Wiesman, Chazmyne Gisstennar, Bob Lopatkin, and Alessandra Valentini.
Cool.
So that's the show. Have to make a quick announcement. We do have a sponsor. Very happy to have a sponsor. I know it's a free show, but how do you think we pay for this thing? We are sponsored by JokeZoom. JokeZoom. Let's hear it for JokeZoom. JokeZoom is a free meeting for comedy creators. If you're a comedy creator, please check out jokezoom.com. All are welcome. It's 100% free and 200% fun. It is a place where most of these folks work on their material and love it, have lots of laughs. So check it out, jokezoom.com. And with that, we'll start our show. Our first comedian of the evening comes to us from a place that PETA is not very fond of, the name. Fishkill, New York. Please welcome Linda DeSantis.
Yay! 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 Thank you.
There we go. There we go.
Is it good now? Thank you. Thank you so much. I have not gotten such a warm welcome since I walked into the office after lockdown. Now, I used to drive Uber Eats to make some extra money. There's a couple things you can do to help your food delivery people. Put some numbers on your house. Put the lights on in front of your house and put on your pants. Nobody wants to see that. Cover it up, Buttercup. And if you could see the golden arches from your front door, you could have picked up your own Happy Meal. Now, as a single mom, I was petrified about paying for college for my daughter. I dreaded meeting the college placement counselor. But the minute we got into that meeting, it was like evident paying for college was not going to be an issue because I have an underachiever who's as dumb as a box of rocks. Once at church, I fell down. I broke my wrist. I don't know if you could see the scar, but that wasn't even the most embarrassing part. all the money I took out of the collection plate, it flew all over the place. So I had brought my niece one time to church. We were having a Christmas party. So she's talking to the pastor and he's telling her, we're going to have a magician. We're going to have Santa. She looks at him and goes, are we going to have Jell-O shots? That's only at Aunt Linda's house at night. Now, you guys might not believe this, but I love to fish. I'm an avid fly fisher, but you know what I'm better at? Plenty of fish. It's like shooting stupid in a barrel. I am so sick of the same juvenile questions. What's your favorite color? Well, tall and tan. What kind of food do you like? Hispanic. What do you do for fun? Hispanic. Now, my Greek boyfriend does not like that one. The other day I was asked by a bottom feeder, when was the last time you had sex? Not as long as it's going to be for you, pal. Yeah, I told you I like to fish. I don't eat fish. I play with them for my own amusement. Like most of the guys on the dating apps. None of them are keepers. Many of them have to go back to school. I do like to wear a lot of flannel, and I'm straight. I was so thrilled. I met a lumberjack online. On our first date, we went out axe throwing. It was going great. I asked him what he wanted for dessert. He told me he wanted to put an apple on my head. Yeah. I hate moving. And I should have labeled the boxes better. I had one marked stuff, another one marked more stuff, and another one marked sex toys. Last night, I'm laying in bed. I reach into the nightstand and I pulled out a frying pan. I thought I had plenty of time to pack. I took extra care with all my beloved possessions. And then 2 days later, the moving truck pulls up. I'm like, give me a second. Give me a second. All I need is another green garbage bag. Now, I did hear that if you put flamingos out in front of your house, that will attract sex partners. I have a flock in front and still no action. The water at my new place is so hard that you can walk on it. Now, but I am down the block from Walmart. Last night I go there because I'm there. They don't have cashiers anymore. No, you're forced to be their employee. You got to check yourself out at Walmart, and you beep. Entenmann's Crown Cake. Beep. Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey. Beep. Chocolate covered Twinkies. Beep. You're not even trying. Right. I wasn't trying, but now I'm going to send it back to Rob because he tries hard.
All right.
There
Let's
you
hear
go.
for Linda DeSantis. Come on. Give it up for Linda.
Thank you.
Silly plays with the fish. There we go. So there
I
you go.
play with the fish for my own
Plays with the
amusement.
fish. All right. We're going to go downstate all the way to Queens, New York. Please welcome Steve Wiesman.
Yay.
I'm very nervous about internet security, especially because we're performing on Zoom, because recently my identity was stolen. It was probably these Russian hackers. They took my show notes, my passwords, social security number, even my OnlyFans content. So if this set blows, it's not mine. Rumor has it, a comic named Evgeny in Belarus is killing with my material. And that's okay with me, as long as he's killing with my bits and not artillery. I'm often mocked for my thick Brooklyn accent. So I took elocution lessons. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the motherfucking plain. How's that? How's that, bitches? In Brooklyn, the D train runs through some really rough neighborhoods. Even the women manspread. One day, a lady plopped down next to me. I asked, "Is this the subway or the gynecologist?" And Coney Island, that's one tough beach. As soon as I stepped into the water, a whistle blows. Everyone out, shark sighted. Some dude pleads with the lifeguard. "Hey, I got this. Give me 30 seconds to release some of my natural shark repellent. Trust me, Swim Shady won't be crossing my yellow brick road."
Oh my God.
Someone just told me that monkeypox, the term monkeypox, is offensive. I said, "Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle." Hey, I get it. I'm going to stop monkeying around. I did a lot of traveling this summer. It's so weird how people board a plane. The gate attendant announces, "Now boarding Group A." The plane holds 155 passengers. 17 claim to be in Group A. The other 138 already pre-boarded. I get to my seat. I see a young rabbi sitting comfortably. I say, "How did you board before me?" He says, "We board according to the Hebrew alphabet." I arrive at the hotel. Everyone is bragging about their status. One lady says she's a gold member. Another claims to be platinum. I tell them I'm titanium in both knees. The hotel has a pool. There's a sign. "No swimming if you've had diarrhea in the past 2 weeks." I can't remember a rolling 2-week period in my 63 years that I could have swam in that pool. My body is like the leading economic indicators. My handline is in recession, my waistline is showing signs of inflation, and my sperm count is quantitatively easing. Every day it's a different doctor. My body has produced 11 kidney stones. So me and my urologist, we're like this. I even have the guy's loyalty card. But instead of a free cafe mocha after the 10th visit, I receive a free digital rectal exam. And I'm not talking digital like telemedicine. I'm talking drop your drawers, elbows and forearms on the table, full white glove service, lube included. Due to COVID, my ass hadn't been poked for over 2 years. And that includes Pride Month. They run the usual battery of tests. The nurse says we need a urine sample, a stool sample, and some blood work. And I say, "I'm going to save you some time. Here's my underwear. Send them directly to the lab. You'll get all the data you need." There were so many streaks in those boxes, you'd think I shit out Pepe Le Pew's wig. And it's not just their urologist. My wife drove me home from a colonoscopy. She said, "This is the one day I can honestly say you're not full of shit." I took the compliment until she said, "Stop smiling. You're still an asshole." I'm very technologically challenged. I just finished the project, so I excitedly texted a colleague at work, "Done." My autocorrect changed it to "do me."
Oh.
He's taking me to dinner tomorrow night. I just bought one of those smart beds. The app gave me a score of 23 for last night's 69. And I slept alone. Therefore, I refuse to buy any more products labeled smart. The number one brand of water sold in Alabama, Smart Water. That shit don't work. Whenever I'm in the South, I just want to fit in, but I hate grits. So I asked at breakfast that they could substitute grits for, let's say, a knish. I get this puzzled I get this puzzled, what's a Knish look? So I say, okay, how about some blintzes? I go to dinner with a party of 10. The waitress asks if we want separate checks. Someone says, no, one check is fine. Don't worry, we'll split it. I immediately say, well, if that's the case, let me order a couple of more sides, some appetizers, and 2 surf and turfs. People in New York City are using these abandoned restaurant sheds this summer as short stay hotel rooms. Cross those Shake Shacks from my Grubhub. I just came up with a brilliant idea to pitch to Shark Tank. Free corn on the cob. And when Mr. Wonderful says, hey, idiot, how do you expect to make money? I say, I charge $10 for toothpicks. And finally, can someone please explain to me what all the hoopla is about buy now, pay later? This is not a new thing. It's called college. You borrow money to go on an extended sleepaway camp with drinking for 4 years, then you pay back loans until you die. And now back to Rob.
All right, keep it up for Steve Wiesman. Come on, come on, show some love. Wake up out there. Come on. All right. So they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, I got some news for you. This young lady is not staying in Vegas. Please welcome Chazmyne Gisstennar.
Yay.
Yay. Woo.
Hi there. Women want a bad boy, but a good boyfriend, right? A little Brian McKnight, a little Suge Knight. There's a little singing, a little shooting. He buys you flowers, smokes them all, wants to meet your parents, on parole for smoking your parents. Women, we want a protector. In case the zombie apocalypse does go down, we don't want Brian, we want Suge. Brian, save us, the zombies are coming. I know. 1, it's like a dream come true. 2, just wanna be with you. 3, ghoul, it's plain to see that you're the only one for me. And 4, Brian, would you please stop singing and shoot them in the head? They are trying to eat us. Stop crying, Brian. Just give me the gun. And on date night, we can't have Suge. We want Brian. This place is so romantic. Yeah, I can't have people walking around here with knives, asking people, bringing me random waters. I'll kill everybody in this mother. Suge. Oh, check, please. Oh, God. See, women, we're very maternal. We love a good rescuing. We'll see a guy with half a head, 1 foot, and a heroin needle sticking out of his arm and think to ourselves, I could make that work. Women, we'll give you a place to stay. We'll get you up on all your shots. We'll take you to the groomers. Get your flea dip. Now you can get on the bed now, good boy. Good boy. We'll show that new good bad boy off to all our friends. You know, Randy's a poet. He's so sensitive. He's eating out of the garbage. Bad boy, stop that, Randy. You know, I probably shouldn't have started because I live for a good makeover. I'm actually getting turned on thinking about that guy that talks to himself outside of the Quick Trip. But women like myself, I think I should date an authentic bad boy, but a good boyfriend, an authentic one, like an African. They always invite you somewhere exotic on the first date, like their house. You get over there, they have soft music playing in the background, dinner on the table, and a dead goat with its neck cut on the doorstep. We sit down, he puts his arm around me, and he says, I don't know what he said, but his third wife came out from the back and she had the original engagement garment on, you know, the one with the baby on the back. And she said, our new last name will now be Mrs. Unkoko, Undodo, Unfofo, Unshosho, Unhoho, Unhele, Unhele, Unha. I mean, I already have enough trouble at the bank. I can't imagine me having that name. Oh, Mrs. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, ma'am. That's okay. It's Mrs. Umdege, Umbobo, Unshosho, Umfofo, Unkoko, I'll go ahead and take that in 3/10, please. Thank you. But I did learn my love language from my mother. She taught me about, you know what a love language is how you communicate in a relationship. It turns out my love language is material gifts and acts of kindness. And my mother's love language were words of affirmation, rage, and violence. My mother missed her calling. She could have been a gangster rapper. When it came to disciplining us, and my stepfather could have been her hype man. Oh, straight out of work, and you know her feet hurt. It's yo mama. Did not tell you not to do it, and you did it anyway. Yay, yay. I want to give a shout out to your math teacher for telling me what you've really been up to in the back of the class. Also, giving shout outs to your little sister for telling me what you've been doing with the boys in the back of the house. It's time for punishment. DJ, drop that beat. Ow! Back to Rob.
All right, keep it going for Chazmyne. Come on. Chazmyne, come on. I love my job as always. You're like Kermit. Okay. All right. From Las Vegas all the way to the island of Long, please welcome Bob Lopatkin.
Woo! You know, I hate going to the doctor. It's always something. Once she told me if I live long enough, chances are I'm going to die. To help lower my cholesterol, she told me to start juicing. So I tried it. Yesterday, I juiced a pound of kale, half a pound of spinach, with a quarter pounder with cheese. We can rework that one. She also told me to exercise more, so stay healthy. So I bought a book called High Yoga, How to Enhance Yoga with Cannabis. I bought all three versions, the hardcover, the softcover, and the edible. The Wall Street Journal last week reported that high yoga is the fastest growing exercise fad in the US today. When I tried an actual class, I realized how horny pot makes people. In the first class, the downward dog turned into a doggy-style Congo lion. One place tried to combine high yoga with goat yoga, forming a new class called mountain high yoga. At the end of the class, they rolled up their grass mats and smoked them. Now I grew up poor. My mom was a hygienist. My dad made dolls' clothes. So inevitably, I was either going to be a dentist or a drag queen. And tiny, tiny, tiny little clothing. Recently, I went to my 45th high school reunion. I met two of my former classmates. It's amazing how we were able to pick up just where we left off. That's when they stabbed me with a pencil and stole my lunch money.
Yeah.
One of the things on my bucket list is to have a threesome. And I had a chance at that reunion. I actually turned it down. Not because I'm married, because the offer came from two guys. During high school, I worked at Burger King. To start out, they sent us for a week to Whopper College. We learned the ingredients of each sandwich, burger building 101, and how to slap the shit out of customers who ordered a Big Mac. Now, ADHD wasn't a thing when I was a kid. We knew about candy, VD, double Ds. Well, not me personally, but not ADHD. My two kids were diagnosed with ADHD early on, and they diagnosed me. It's a hereditary disorder. I must have gotten it from them. They noticed that I zoned out and lost interest each time they asked me for money. If my wife saw me eating something in bed, she knew she wouldn't be able to watch her Ozark because I probably left the remote control in the fridge. So now my kids and I Adderall together. It's brought us much closer. Their college grades improved, and I read my first full-length book. All my life, I thought there really was a cat in the hat. I never could watch an entire half-hour game show or a full-length feature movie. I couldn't even follow tedious directions. I bought a desk from IKEA for my daughter when she was in middle school. She's now 32, and it's almost assembled. But now with Adderall, I'm a new man. In one sitting, I watched 4 decades of Wheel of Fortune. I saw Pat Sajak's hair turn from black to gray, and Vanna White go from pregnant to menopausal. I'd still like to solve that puzzle. Now 10 milligrams, and I sped read every Harry Potter book. Tried to fly my own broomstick, and reconnected to my wife with my magic wand. Wifus connectos. She loves to watch me cook an omelet because it's the only time she ever sees me fold anything. But now when I double dose or when I actually steal some of my kids' Adderall, I can actually now listen to my wife talk about her feelings and understand why she's scared to grow old with me. We just had our 36th wedding anniversary.
Yay!
Right.
Yay!
I met my wife in an elevator. We got on halfway up and bang, it stopped. Stuck alone in this place with a girl I never met before. But it wasn't love at first sight. For 90 minutes, she was screaming, "What if I have to pee?" For 90 minutes, I was thinking, when am I ever going to have another chance to make love in an elevator? Just like that Aerosmith song, Dream On. But seriously, our sex life has improved dramatically ever since my wife got back the results to her Ancestry.com DNA test. Turns out she's 97% Jewish and 3% Hispanic. So now, instead of her usual bedtime moaning of, "Oy, oy, oh, no, not tonight. Oy, great, no, I have a headache, not tonight," has transformed into, "Ay, ay, 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 papi, que pega, papi, papi, que pega." But I get so angry because she's so loud, I can hear her from the other room. I'll leave you with this. Researchers are evaluating a reverse link between Alzheimer's and cancer. People with Alzheimer's rarely get cancer. I found that same link between Jewish marriage and sex. Now back to Rob. Thank
All
you.
right. Bob Lopatkin. All right, folks, give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, you're a great audience. Great show, having a lot of fun. Now, believe it or not, it's almost over. We got one more comic to go, but before I introduce them, I want to remind the comedians in the audience that are here watching that if you'd like to appear on a future Almost Comedy Showcase, all you have to do is stick around and I'll tell you how you can be put into the running to win a chance on the September show. You're supposed to applaud for that. Come on.
Awesome.
Yay!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going all the way to the land of rice-a-roni. Please welcome Alessandra Valentini.
Woo!
Ooh. I just recently finally became completely sober and stopped smoking weed, you guys. Yay. Because I couldn't dream anymore at night. So, and now that I stopped, my night became extremely busy. Like the other night, Putin came to visit me in my dream, more nightmares would say, and have sex with me. And then there was Trump behind the window jerking off. I'm like, oh my God. I woke up. I'm like, I am not going to analyze that dream ever. I went to the kitchen. I rolled a big fat spliff. And I was like, that's it. Enough. It's enough. Enough with sobriety. But I have a friend that loved drugs. She loved them so much. She actually invented this new yoga breathing. She only breathes in between whippets, a spliff, and a line of Coke. So I go to her house and she's there busy like, I think I invented a new breathing technique. I don't know how to call it, but it's kind of like an asana yoga. You know what? I'm going to call it reverse yoga. It is like yoga, but you don't get bored. I'm like, yeah, you're also gonna get fucked up real fast, girlfriend. She's like, but that's, like at least you don't get really bored like I am, because now I am so sober that I am kind of bored. I also recently became single, you guys. And the guy and I had a little problem. He was, the problem wasn't the size of his penis, the little problem. The problem was that he and I were drinking age difference, which means that when he was just a little infant, I was already an alcoholic. And that didn't pan out well. When he found out my age,
Not yet.
found out my age, he dumped me. And now he's dating his mom. I'm like, dude, you need to have a MILF fetish. At least go all the way to the source. That's a good thing. Yeah, go all the way, girl and boyfriend. Yeah, but I love to be single. Honestly, this sleeping together things kind of distress me a lot. Guys are like, oh, can we sleep together tonight? I'm like, dude, we just had sex. Why? Go sleep at home, I sleep like a crucifix, like this. And I need my 6 feet social distance bed. In fact, I can't even stand a king bed. I need like an emperor size, more like a supreme leader size. I need a bed that's so big that you're gonna have to text me in the morning to find out that I'm still there. You're like, hey, bitch, are you still here? I can't. Like, yes, I'm still here. You just woke me up. And now Uber me a coffee, please. That's the kind of bed I like. That's my bed. But I also, now that I'm single, I got to listen to all my friends' sexy stories. Oh my God, last night we made love 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Nobody wants to hear that. Or I have to watch them making out at parties while I'm in the corner eating chips alone. All there, but as I said, I really enjoy being by myself. One thing I can't stand is the online dating, Everybody looks like superhero online. I am really old school. One thing I don't get is this, I'm looking for a partner in crime. I'm like a bitch. I am Italian. What kind of a partner of a crime are you looking for? Money laundering, embezzlement. What? You know? Yeah, because I used to have a partner in crime. He's now serving time in the New York State Federal Prison, you guys. Not far from many of you, for bank robbery. Yeah. And that was my ex-husband, you guys. Yeah. But as you guys understand, I'm Italian, and being in the United States was a shock, because the first place I moved was Phoenix. I don't know if you guys realize, but Phoenix is very hot. You know what they say, that if you die in Phoenix, you don't go to hell. We go right back to Phoenix. So it's actually worse than hell. And I had to learn new words that you guys are so good at putting two words together and explain a whole story. In Italia, would take me 10 minutes to explain something like white trash. What the heck is white trash? To me, when I came and I heard that word, I was like, oh, white trash must be trash, all color coded, like plastic bags, milk jugs. I was like, Americans must be racist, even in the way they color coded that trash. But no, it was people. I'm like, really, people? I'm like, how they come? No, because we never heard that. I'm from Europe, and Europeans have 50 shades of white, from the very white to the dark. We got the one up north that are super white. They're fluorescent. And then the one down south that are very dark. And we still consider everyone kind of white, and but we never heard this white trash, And American complain, the white American people always complain, we have no culture. I'm like, you see, you have white trash, you guys, they keep that, or the rednecks. Yeah, that's another word for another time. Go back to Rob. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, come on, keep it going for Alessandra Valentini. I can say that all day. Alessandra Valentini and all the other comedians you saw tonight. Linda DeSantis, Steve Wiesman, Chazmyne Gisstennar, Bob Lopatkin, and me, your host, Rob Cioffi. Now, for those of you who've been waiting breathlessly in anticipation, here is how you can be put in the running to be on an upcoming Almost Comedy Showcase. All you got to do is put your name into the chat. Put it in right now. Go ahead. Put your name in the chat, and you will be randomly selected by a huge supercomputer that I keep in my pantry in the kitchen. And we'll put you in there. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, 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 boop, boop, boop. And you will be selected. One more time. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. We do greatly appreciate you coming out. We know you have a lot of other things you could be doing on a Thursday night, and you made it really, really spectacular for us. All right, folks, we'll be doing this again in a couple of weeks. Keep us in your thoughts, and we'll see you then. All right, guys, enjoy yourselves.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night.
Take care, bye-bye.